moves. Pontus Holmberg and Wayne Simmons assigned to the Marlies, and Matt Murray onto LTI. Matt will be eligible to return in Edmonton on February 28th. Felt that the move was important considering the market, going through all of our options, surveying the market, continuing to watch where our own team was at and where we're headed, to add these two specific players to our group. Obviously, Ryan O'Reilly's pedigree speaks for itself, but his defensive prowess, his playoff performance, what he brings to our center position, and what he will bring to our team on and off the ice, we thought was vital for trying to accomplish what we're about to try to accomplish, especially with the level of competition that we're going to face. And Noel Acciari is a player that we've talked about internally for a long time. Obviously, he's been in our division every year that we've all been here, except for this season when he signed with St. Louis. And just feel right-handed centerman can play center, can play wing, high-end competitor, physical, but can also chip in and score with strong finish around the net and off the rush. So we felt that that accomplished what we were looking to do up front, and as I said a few weeks ago, I don't often like to part with first-round picks for players that aren't under contract, and we've done it twice now. I just felt that the team had earned it, and we have to put our team in the best position, and I'd rather have dealt the picks than deal from our reserve of prospects, mostly because we know the prospects and what they're about. We're with them every day, and the picks are a little bit like the mystery box. You can have the mystery box, or you can have the prospects. So we kept our guys, and we'll roll from there. So turn it over to whomever wants to ask first, if there are any questions.
Is the message to the group, do you expect them to win the Stanley Cup now with this move, and anything that might come before March 3rd?
I think everything we do, Terry, we've talked about even going back to the press conference at the beginning of the year. I think that's the team, we've been in the top 5 in the standings, and we're there again this year. When you're there, I mean, your goal, I think, has to be that you're trying to win, and if you're trying to win the Stanley Cup. So there's a lot of points along the way, and people will laugh at that and scoff at that, and that's fine. But yeah, we're trying to win, and that's the message. That's anything short of that, I think we'll all be disappointed. I think we're always looking to improve the team, Mike. So it's hard to say right now because you get through these and everything goes quiet. Then things start to pick up, and people ask you, what do you have left to do? What are you looking to do? And if there's a way we can continue to improve the team, we'll continue to look at that.
You've added Cup champions in Jake Muzzin, Clifford. You've added captains in Finito and Giordano. How excited were you for those deals, and where does this particular deal compare on that sort of continuum of players you've added?
Oh, I think to me, going back through them, you're looking to add. I think we've needed certain things. The core group of the team is still young. It's getting a little bit older every time we have these trade deadline meetings where we add somebody to it. But I think that the pedigree on Ryan in terms of playoff performance, not that that's a be all and end all, because he's been a great regular season player as well, but certainly adds to this here. You're always looking to add the elements that you think are going to push you over the top or that the group needs. And at this time, felt that was the two guys that can play center, add to our center depth, allow Holmberg to continue to develop the way we would like him to with the Marlies, and know that we have him there. I think it's important to add those types of guys if you feel you need them. I think we've got our core group of forwards. We know they're going to produce and score. It's having guys that can also chip in on that and add depth to the scoring, but also bring more to our defensive element with our forward group and on our penalty kill.
How much were you looking at Ryan before he got hurt, and how did the last few days the deal come together?
Well, I think it was. I mean, we had played them the second last game before he was hurt in St. Louis. He's played a long time, so the key was once he came back, seeing him back healthy, playing well, that puts your mind at ease. I mean, it's not like it was a muscle thing. It's a broken bone. So you're once he's back healthy and cleared and playing well, and you see him out there, it puts it all to rest. So he's healthy and ready to roll.
Any talk of an extension with him? Was that brought up at all during these conversations?
Not at this time. My view of it on that is, and I don't profess that it's the right way to look at it, Luke, but I think whenever that always becomes the topic with this, and I think that you want to see how the player fits in with where you're at, whether they like it here, whether it's the right fit. The term that I use in that is I'd like the people to live together before they get married a little bit rather than take that step without it. That's just my view. It doesn't mean that it's right. I know other teams have different views on it, but my view is you want to make sure that the mix is right in the house before you commit to being together for a long time.
Speaking of that, Kyle, you're a pending unrestricted free agent yourself. Would you have made this deal even if you'd had a 5-year extension?
I operate the same way. I understand that that's a topic, but as I've discussed before, and I would operate the same way regardless of what my status was, and just in doing what's right for the organization and the team.
Well, do you, with Matt Murray's injury history, now coming off another one, do you revisit goaltending insurance the next couple of weeks?
No, I think we've got even with Matt will be back healthy and ready to roll, and I think this may be a blessing that it lets him recharge and be ready to roll, get 100% healthy for the stretch. But with Ilya playing the way he has, with Joe Wall playing the way that he is with the Marlies, and he went back on Monday, steps right back in, plays well, and then we have Eric Källgren there as depth as well. I think those guys have earned the right to roll. If things change in the next 2 weeks, we can always revisit it, but right now I'm very comfortable with them.
How concerned are you that you've spent too many picks from this draft and the next draft?
Yeah, I don't like to, Luke. I mean, it's a very, I'd be lying to sit up here and say that isn't a concern of mine. My view of it is that I would much rather keep the guys, the young players that we've got signed. We know them. We know what they're about. We know we have our projection of what their potential is without overdoing it. We've also been able to find players that have come in depth roles, which is really what you're expecting from the second, third, third, fourth round picks, like whether it's the Alex Steves, McMahons, we have Joey Anderson in a different trade. We've had Holmberg pick later. Our ability to have some success in that realm has kind of dictated this. I don't think it's sustainable for the very long run, and I think with where we're at right now, we have to do what we have to do, and with the way that those guys had progressed, like whether it's the Minton, Nyes, Grabinkin, Hervin and Niemela, that group of players, I just was more comfortable moving the picks than I was moving the people who we know and have got a deeper insight into their potential, also how they work with our development staff, and the picks are not as certain. So I know not everyone would agree with that, and there's an opportunity cost to that, but that was the route we decided to go down.
Can you just speak a little bit about the WHL guy you got from Minnesota?
Josh Pilar. Yeah, he was a first-round pick in the Western League and then was Minnesota's fourth-round pick in 2021. He's been injured for most of the year. So he came back, actually, coincidentally, last night. He played against Victoria, and he's an overage player. We have Brandon Lisowski on the team that we picked in the 7th round last year, so we'll see them lots, and then we'll have to make a decision on his rights by June 1st. So we'll use this time. They're a good team, and hopefully he can come back and help them. We're going to see them a lot, and then we'll make the decision of whether to sign him or not. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.